Hey, it's Jess from But First Crochet, and today I'm going to show you how to make these adorable little ghost appliques that you can embellish a sweater with, that you can sew onto a granny square, or whatever fun ideas that you're coming up with. I know the granny square bags are super hot right now, so how adorable would a ghost one be? Just an idea. So to make your little ghost, it's a super quick and easy project. You're going to need a size G 4.0 millimeter crochet hook. This is what I'm using. If you don't have this size, something close is good. If you use an H hook, that should be fine. Or if you downsize, also fine, as long as it's pretty close to what's recommended for your yarn weight. So I'm going to use a medium 4 weight worsted weight yarn in this linen color, which I'm going to use for my body, and then just little bits of scraps for the whole project. I've got black for the eyes and a little blush color for the cheeks. You'll need scissors and a yarn needle. So grab your main body color and make a slip knot. Insert your hook, tighten up your slip knot, and let's start by chaining 6. So yarn over, pull through for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We're going to work back down the chain, starting with the second chain from the hook. Make a single crochet. And continue to single crochet down these chains until you get to the last one. So single crochet in the next 1, 2, 3 stitches for a total of 4 single crochets in a row. In the last chain, you're going to make 3 single crochets. Rotate your work. I like to make the last stitch on the other side of the knot. So that makes 3. And now we're going to single crochet in each one of these bottom stitches for a total of 5 more times. So underneath the bottom of the stitches you just worked, that's 1, 2, I'm sorry, for 4 stitches, that's 3 and 4, that last one there. So that is the end of round 1. To start round 2, chain 1, flip your work over, and single crochet in the first 4 stitches. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Then in the next 3 stitches, we're going to place 2 double crochets in each of the next 3 stitches. Or in other words, we're going to be increasing in the next 3 stitches. So single crochet 2 times in the next stitch. So that's 1 increase. 2 single crochets in the following stitch. That's our second increase. And last time, 2 single crochets in the third for our third increase. Then single crochet the remaining 4 stitches. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that completes round number 2. To start round number 3, again, you're going to chain 1 and turn. We're going to do 4 single crochets like we have been doing. Then we're going to increase again, and our increase is going to be a single crochet followed by an increase, a single crochet followed by an increase 3 times, then single crochet those remaining 4 stitches. So here are the first 4 single crochets. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're going to start our increases now. So single crochet in the next stitch, increase by placing 2 single crochets in the following stitch. Repeat that 2 more times. Here's 1 single crochet, followed by an increase, and last time, single crochet and increase, single crochet in the remaining 4 stitches. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. That is going to complete the top part of the ghost body. Next, you're going to turn your work so the rough side is facing up. Going to chain 1, and we're going to evenly single crochet 5 single crochets across this rough edge. So you can pretty much see where they should go. 1, 2, the third one right in the middle, 4 and 5. So go ahead and fit your hook in where it seems comfortable. That's 2 and 3, 4 and 5. We're going to chain 1 and we're going to turn. In this first stitch here, we're going to single crochet 3 times, followed by a slip stitch in the next stitch, and then repeat that across with another set of 3 single crochets, a slip stitch, 3 single crochets. So we're going to place 1, 2, 3 single crochets in that first stitch, slip stitch in the next stitch, 3 single crochets in that middle stitch. That's 1, 2, and 3. Slip stitch, and then 3 single crochets in that last stitch, and then go ahead and fit a slip stitch in there as well to finish this off. Chain 1 and leave as much of a tail as you want depending on what you plan to attach your ghost to. If you're just leaving it plain, that's fine. If you're going to stitch it onto a granny square, you might want to leave a long tail. I tried to make a, because you guys know I hate to sew, I tried to make a ghost granny square where you didn't have to sew it on, But guess what? Then you're left with like a whole big mess of ends, and that is not going to be pretty in a blanket. So sorry, if you want to make a granny square, it is going to look so much cuter if you just make the square first and then sew it on. But anyway, let's move on to making our little ghost's eyes. Grab your piece of black yarn. I would say I have about 1.5 feet or so, probably not even that much, like 12 inches or so of yarn in the color that you want the eyes to be and the mouth if you'd like. I tried a little of both ways. This is heavier worsted yarn on this piece, and I used embroidery floss on this one. So I think this gives a daintier look for like a sweater. It looks nice to put the embroidery floss instead of the heavier yarn, but it's totally your own personal preference. So thread your needle and find where you want the top of the eye to go. So I like to look at the center here and think I want the arch of the eye to kind of line up with the center there. So I'm going to go down here first, just to the left of the center there, and pull my yarn through and leave enough of a tail where you can grab onto it and tie it off. Then I'm going to come over just a little bit, like a stitch, and put my yarn back through. And next we're going to come out where we want the top of the eye to be. And I want it to be right here. So put your needle through, kind of like making a triangle. So we're at the top of the triangle. And next you're going to put your yarn needle underneath the stitch going across. Pull your yarn through. Should look something like that. Then you're going to put your needle back through that same space you just came in and pull that through and pull it so that it arches that bottom piece up into an arc. So there's your first eyeball. And you're going to repeat the same thing on the other side. There we go. There are the eyes. Don't fasten this off yet because we're just going to put a little stitch right here in the center for the mouth. You can do it 1 time, 2 times, depending on how thick you want that to be, but I'm just going to leave it like that. So we're done with the black. And I'm lazy. I don't like to weave in ends. I'm just going to tie this in a knot. Don't tie it too tight that you suck the mouth in. So just make sure you're careful with that. And I'm gonna snip these ends out of the way. All right, so there's our ghost. You can leave him like this, or if you want to make him a little friendlier, you can add some cheeks. So grab your blush color and we're going to make a French knot wherever you want your cheeks to go. It looks nice if you line it up with the outside of the eye, and you'll want to make sure you get into some of these little pieces of fiber so that your knot doesn't just poke through the other side. So you don't want to go right in the center of a stitch. You want to get in between some of the stitches so the knot has something to grab onto. Pull your yarn through, and again, leave a little bit of a tail so you have something to tie off with. Now, my French knot skills aren't all that. I had to practice this quite a bit. I'm starting to dabble in the embroidery, and it's kind of fun. So you're going to take your needle, take this piece that's underneath the needle and hold it to the side. And you're going to take that piece that you're holding on to that's closest to where it's coming out, and you're going to wrap 2 times around your needle, and then you're going to kind of hold that with your finger and put the needle back in where the stitch came out, and just slowly pull through. That's it. So super cute and easy, and very satisfying to watch that knot take place. Okay, so let's try that one more time on the other side. So I want it about here, but again, we want to make sure there is something for the knot to grab onto. So find some space in between a stitch there where you're kind of grabbing some, you're splitting the stitch up, if that makes sense. Okay. Then we're going to hold our yarn to the side, take our needle, and we're going to wrap 1 and 2. Then insert that needle back in where you came out. And just gently pull through, holding everything together. Like that. Don't pull it too tight. There we go. He's a cute ghost. Tie this off. Just tie a double knot, but don't tie, don't like make it too tight right there. Make it that first knot pretty loose and just come back down gently. And once everything's kind of secured, then you can pull that tight. Then snip off your tails. And there is your ghost applique. I will link the tutorial below on how to make this solid granny square, which I thought would be perfect for our little ghost. So he fits nicely there in the center, and use that tail that you left and just stitch it around. Or you can, let me zoom out a little bit. This sweater is by Daisy Farm Crafts. Highly recommend. This, I used the same weight yarn, and this was supposed to be a 3 to 6 month, and it turned out closer to like 12 to 18 months. So you might want to size down or use some thinner yarn, or hey, do a gauge swatch. And I just sewed these on. These all look a little different because I was messing around with how I wanted the final ghost design to look, but I just stitched these on and they're so cute and really pretty seamless on the inside. Have fun with it. And if you do make them, tag me on Instagram so I can see them. I'm at But First Crochet on all of the socials. And if you like this video, please give it a like or a thumbs up and follow and subscribe for more. Happy spooky season. This is Jess from But First Crochet.